Did you know overdoing cardio actually results in a shorter lifespan? Well, this definitely contradicts the widely prevalent fact that cardio is not only beneficial for your heart and lungs, but also for your overall health. But guess what? There is a lot more to it, probably those counterintuitive things that not everybody talks about. For this reason, today we are going to talk about the less discussed facts about cardiovascular exercise. You don't burn as you think you do. Cardio has been a favorite for many, or rather should we say, it is one of the most hyped form of exercise popular for losing weight. But did you know that you don't burn as many calories as you actually think? Many of us believe that cardio gets you to lose more weight as compared to resistance training, but research shows another picture, merely pointing at the lack of difference between the two. As per the study published in the Journal of Strength and Conditioning, there is no substantial difference when it comes to the energy expenditure between the weight training and the steady-state cardio groups. The study analyzed the energy expenditure of approximately 30 minutes of weight training in comparison to HIIT circuit-style training during a similar time period, to a 30 minutes of a steady state of cardio that was performed at the 70% heart rate of participants. This thus shows you can lose fat when you are looking to lose calories that show similar yet better results with resistance training. Cardio causes constrained energy expenditure. And this is why cardio isn't that effective for weight loss. Now let's see what does constrained energy expenditure means. It basically refers to the idea that since cardio tends to lower calorie expenditure, when people perform any aerobic exercises, the non-exercise activity that you know as NEAT goes down. In other words, the activities you do throughout the day. But guess what? After doing cardio, people get more inactive during the day. For instance, you might have noticed yourself slouching in the couch instead of sitting upright after a cardio session, or even some people prefer driving instead of walking. Have you noticed how difficult it gets to even walk to the kitchen after a cardio that day? The body unconsciously adapts to changes, where it'll cut back on every form of non-essential energy expenditure. Cardio is not that beneficial for fat loss. Cardio aids your overall health, and is especially beneficial for your heart health and endurance. However, if your ultimate goal is losing weight, then cardio is not your answer. We can find evidence for this claim through a meta-analysis of 14 studies, incorporating about 1,800 people who were overweight and obese. The study aimed to find if cardio aids weight loss. The results show that an isolated aerobic exercise is certainly an ineffective way to lose weight. Now you must be imagining that yes, isolated cardio does not give results because it has to be paired with a modified diet. But what if we tell you that diet alone can help you achieve your weight loss goals without cardio? Another meta-analysis shows that pairing up cardio with a diet plan was not effective enough to lose weight in comparison to a diet without cardio. So, if you are looking to lose weight, look somewhere else. Less strength gains. Cardio reduces your strength gains. Now this one needs attention because people believe cardio helps them lose weight. With this belief, instead of scrutinizing their diets, people do more and more cardio in the hope of losing fat. This in turn reduces the strength they have gained from their workouts. Another thing that people often do is that they mix up cardio and resistance training, probably in the hope of quicker and better results. But the opposite happens. Studies show that combining both reduces explosiveness and muscle mass, giving rise to the interference effect. Cardio and strength training both try to make the body adapt in two opposite directions. This leads to subpar results. Consequently, people indulging in both report to say that they do not find themselves progressing and eventually get slower in one. Muscle growth. Cardio impairs muscle growth. Amazed, right? In a meta-analysis that aimed at analyzing the effect of combining cardio and resistance training on muscle growth, found that adding cardio to a resistance training schedule actually reduced the growth of the muscles by 39% effect size. Although this study only focused on the lower body strength, it might appear flawed, but the truth as per scientific evidence is the fact that cardio impairs muscle growth since it lowers the activity of the enzyme mTOR, which is essential for muscle growth. At the same time, it raises the enzyme AMPK that slows the growth of the muscles. This is the reason for the interference effect as mentioned earlier. No fat burning zone. cardio and no fat burning zone do not go together. It is widely believed that in order to maximize your fat loss, you should perform a low-intensity cardio as it puts you into the no fat burning zone. Why? Because the whole concept is based on the idea the fuel source that your body uses change in response to the exercise intensity. Now your body uses fat as a fuel for day-to-day tasks which do not require a lot of energy. Hence, it oxidizes the fatty acids in the blood which comes from fat stores or your prior meals. Now let's understand the exercise intensity and its link with this concept of no fat burning zone. Fat burning requires oxygen. When your exercise intensity goes up, like while lifting weights, you cross your anaerobic threshold. In such a state, your body can no longer depend on fat and oxygen, and instead have to burn more carbohydrates to have enough energy. Now your body starts to burn muscle glycogen. So this is from where the whole concept arises, that if you want to burn more calorie, you must lower the intensity of your cardio so that you lose more calories from fat rather than carbs. But guess what? This is totally wrong because studies show that given the same energy expenditure, you experience similar results of fat loss either in high or low intensity cardio. Now this brings us to another important side of understanding things untold about cardio. Fat versus carbs. Now when it comes to weight loss goals in relation to cardio, it doesn't really matter how much fat you burn, but rather how your energy balance and nutrient partitioning is affected with time. So even at a low intensity, your body may burn more calories from fat and later switches to using carbs instead. Additionally, in the case of a lower intensity workout, your body may burn higher number of calories in the form of fat. It might, however, happen that a higher intensity workout lets you burn more overall calories. If you take a smaller percentage of a larger number of calories, you can still wind up with a larger number of fats being burnt off. So focus on calorie balance instead. Fasted cardio? If you think fasted cardio lets you burn more fat, think again. Well, it's actually to think that way because in a state of fasting, you definitely have lower glycogen and insulin levels, which in other words, enhances fat burning. If you don't have the energy from the last meal you had, your body has to get all the fuel from the stored carbs, glycogen, and the stored fat. But hey, fasted cardio does not lead to a faster fat loss even though you are using more fat for fuel. In simpler words, training on an empty stomach does uses up more fat for fuel, but it doesn't equate for the overall fat loss. This is evident from a research that shows that if you burn more fatty acids during a cardio session, just because you are training in a fasting state, you are likely to burn less over the next 24 hours. Your body actually keeps on changing fuel sources, and ultimately, you get to burn the same amount on fat in 24 hours, regardless of the fact that you trained empty stomach. This again brings it all down to the concept of calorie in and calorie out. A 2017 meta-analysis published in the Journal of Functional Morphology and Kinesiology reveals that exercise on a fasted state in comparison to a fed state does not increase the amount of fat or weight lost. Instead, the study focuses on the fact that weight and fat loss from exercise is actually enhanced by creating a meaningful caloric deficit regime that again takes time. Now to sum it up, let us take you back from where we started. We claimed that cardio shortens your lifespan. Well, more is not always better. Cardio does improve your heart health, lowers blood pressure, and builds upon the immune system. But research shows that too much cardio shortens your lifespan. Go on WebMD and see how marathon runners never live beyond 60 years of age. Cardio is stressful for the body, and overdoing hurts you. Well, don't worry, because not every one of us is a marathon runner. But it is always important to know the extreme sides of what you do or what you are told. So dear folks, not everything that you hear or you see is true. Working out is essential for your health, but remember not to go over the board. If you have liked today's video, remember to subscribe to our channel and share it with your friends, because everyone deserves to know the real side of health. Until then, strive to achieve your goals.